Good morning, good evening, whatever it may be, wherever you may are. I haven't done this for about a week. Kyle Postlethwaite, aka Malkir here, Big Kitty Games. I took kind of last week, not necessarily off, but was doing some other things. So I ended up not streaming. I'm a little bit out of place, trying to catch up to where I was, what I was doing. I think everything is fine. As is, though. If I check my patch notes in Discord, I did push this. I think I just didn't push it in source control here. I've got some bugs to fix today. So we're gonna get into that here in a second. Which means we want to switch back to the main branch. So basically, we've got these four. Let's check this one out too. This is, just needs a little upgrade. Ma! It's probably uploading a bunch of sprites. There it goes. I did want to run this here real quick. A little internet speed test Google offers. I ran it last night at peak time. Yeah, I'm up to 620 Mbps now. That's cool. It was only I think it was only 320 last night. But it fluctuates depending on how many people are using their cell phones. So let's switch back to here. Konki-san. And Unity will want to re-import all of that. Looks like the cat cam got disoriented a bit. Or did it? What's going on? Kitty's in the window. There we go. Go ahead and reload. So let's see. We also would like to bring the changes to beta onto live pretty soon here. Maybe that's for tomorrow, though. Still want to add some new stuff in there. So let's take a look at these. Workshop building's not showing up properly post-subscription. That's added by me. We will get into that. Sign in MP placed on ground cannot destroy, pick up, or interact with. Now, did I move? Pretty sure. Maybe not. We'll see. I might have moved my Symlink there. Let's just try and start it up. Got an SSD for Christmas, so I took another one of my magnetic drives out. Had to move some folders around. I don't think I did. Okay. So, I'm going to want to try this in multiplayer most likely. Let's give it a try in single player first, just to see. Can't leave Stu hanging. I did get an interesting private message I don't want to forget about. These are sockets here that I built in the beta that are gonna just be broken in here. That's fine. Gonna have to cheat myself a little bit of goodies here. Make a sign and let's just plop it down in the ground. Not real clear what he's trying to do here. Looks like there's a post down there that he put it on. Anyway, shouldn't matter. What is important is that he was unable to get it out in multiplayer for some reason. But I think we'll find that it works fine in single player. So let's save, close this, and we'll start the server up. And over here we will log in as a local client. Once the server is running. And we'll just try, oh, don't have one here. Okay, so I'm gonna need to, hey Goofy. I'm gonna need to give myself some more stuff again. And it was lumber, wasn't it? And let's see. Put it down wherever. F to interact. Oh, can't even interact with it. Interesting. And we're getting a problem. So let's see. Interactable sign 6. I'm going to go ahead and say most likely. It's not actually getting spawned properly. So let's see. I believe that's building. Interactable sign 6. Well, that's not acceptable. STH. I don't know what that means, but you're free to say what you like, Goofy. I'm going to close this down. That'll save the materials, and actually we'll end up saving the sign there. So this needs to, for example, well, let's follow the trail. This isn't being called on the client like it should be. So our command, player input command interact with.よかったじゃん。That's a good point, Goofy. Some people do turn the grass off entirely. That might be worth trying, though. I'd be interested. I've seen other games that do that, and actually doesn't look bad. I think like whenever I play EverQuest, it makes me think of that, which is from like 1999. And they've got that where it's dirt patches and then just single. They've just got a single quad, just a sprite for grass reeds and stuff every here and there. It's really sparse, but still, it really doesn't look terrible. But let's stick to what we're doing for a second here. Player input. Didn't sleep very good last night either, to be honest, for some reason. Player input command interact with. So this goes to the server. And then you get component in the object, and you do interact with, which is here, but we can't jump straight to this. We need to go to, well, you can get to that main UI. What was there was another one here I just opened up to peek at. But yeah, you want to go through the player interface to do that. So basically we just want to get to there. Let's open up interact sign, who is right here. let's copy that and let's go ahead and open up player interface, because this is really where this should be. And what is it called? Interact with sign. I don't think we have anything sign related. Not here. Where'd we go? Player interface. No sign stuff. So let's just add that. We don't actually need it here. All we need is, well, we'll go ahead and use the same name. I do not spend much time on the graphics. That's a whole profession in and of itself. So I'm not going to argue that you're wrong or anything. Let me see. Scenes. Why did it do that again? I thought I fixed that. Just doing the tree loop here again. Anyway, lighting. I do definitely have skylight, but it's not, you're suggesting it is. The environmental lighting is too low. I'll keep those in mind, Goofy. Thank you for the input. Check those out later. Got to finish what I'm working on here before I forget about it, though. Let's see. Interact with sign. And what we're going to do here is just target interact with sign and connection to client and the ID. So this is going to be called on the server, and we're just going to use this little script here to pass it straight down to the player. Client, interact with sign on their local main UI. So this guy now needs to point to that instead. And we want to use the net ID, which is on the interactable sign itself, and we can recompile these and give that a test, and that should be working now. This is a bit of an example of bad programming, but you know, there's different ways that I could have done this, so that I didn't have to have these individual scripts. Could have been done with inheritance, no doubt, somehow. Oops, I didn't really want to reload that, but no big deal. I gotta fix these again. So we're doing the server host in our symlink, and client on this guy should start up before we get going, so we'll go ahead and just get it going. Yeah, lighting and environment and all of that is it's a whole big skill set in its own. I'm not super good at it. I'm not at all uneducated on it or anything, but I'm not very good at it. So there we go, that is fixed. Thank you for the bug report, Stu. Resolve. Let's see. We're working on this guy. I think there's actually something that I added in to beta accidentally. Some fixes. Set enchant bonuses, sort buttons, possibility of respawning cave resource setting rarity icons to the world map. Yeah, so those are all little things that I need to bring down into the default build. And we could do that by bringing in all of the beta changes, which wouldn't be terrible. But there's still a lot of... Yeah, no, I appreciate the feedback, Goofy. That's how the game gets better. Looks like only meat is working as food, and if food does not seem to contribute to the reduction of hunger or thirst, no matter how many I eat. Also, when I cast defensive spells, most stack on top of each other, replacing the existing one rather than running in parallel. Some still seem to work properly. For example, I cast Mudskin and then follow it with Protect, then Protect overwrites Mudskin, or at least the Mudskin icon is replaced, whereas if I cast Clarity and then Rejuvenate, both icons are shown at the same time. One does not replace the other. The Rejuvenate tooltip appears off to the right of the screen. Those are all different spells. They're not supposed to overlap unless they're the same school. Let's see though. Food is not working at all. There's got to be a chest with some food in it here somewhere. Right. This is not my personal world. This is the copy of the beta, or not the beta, the live server. There was some raw white meat. We could cook that up. I'm thinking though maybe there isn't. Anyway, meat works, it was saying. Well, this is Windows single player. Let's go ahead and oops, we're on multiplayer, huh? Yeah, let's switch to single player. I don't think these other ones are multiplayer specific either, no? So let's go ahead and close this down for now. Switch back to single player. It's doing the tree loop there, that's interesting. It's supposed to not do that at all in the editor. Seems like the Symlink is doing it though. I'll have to peek at that if we run into it again. Not sure why I'm not wearing my chest piece. There we go. So let's see. Let's just go. Well, here's an orange. So problem solved. I've got some cabbage to consume. That worked fine. Cabbage consume. Health looks going up. So I'm not sure what this dude says. Only meat is working as food. And food does not seem to contribute to the reduction of hunger or thirst, no matter how many I eat. We did change food a little bit. Building item. What's the matter, BB? Meow. Item database. We've got get fullness here, and he is playing on beta. Interesting. I'm pretty sure I changed this. This is one of those things I shouldn't have been doing in beta. Should have been on the live branch here. It's gonna take just a second to load here. Always hangs for 5 or 6 seconds. But if we look at our beta pushes, let's see, beta would be blue, and we're looking for item scripts, items, item database, not there. See, we got rid of that completely, and if the template is not null, return template dot fullness. So the thought being that all of the templates were updated. Item templates, crafting. Well, let's do the same thing over here. I'll probably have to switch to beta to look at that. Keep it down. Quit scratching up the furniture. Let's see. So, basically, the original item system was all built off of this hard-coded data like this, and I switched it all to a resources. Peepee, you're going crazy. What's the matter? Resources, item templates. Here, the wind's going crazy too. It's nice and sunny. I don't think I even have. Well, yeah, here they all are. So, consumables, fullness and hydration. So here they are. I wish I knew what I set them all as in beta. It's funny they're not showing up here though. Item templates, consumables, it was not. They're not here. Not there. Didn't see him here. Not here. And the final push. Nope. Not sure where that came to fruition. It's not this far back, I'm pretty sure. Anyway. I just need to set all of these up. So let's see. Hey, Jinx Cat, thanks for the like. Cabbage, carrot, leek, lemon, mushroom, orange, pumpkin. Let's say there's like a base of 3. I turn these all down a little bit. How you doing? I think pumpkin and cabbage were a little bit higher. And then these guys are all 10 now. Cooking dinner. I just had breakfast. Must be West Coast? East Coast, maybe? Still 4:30 on the west. Central. I was close. And I actually got rid of hydration on pretty much all of these. I think orange can go back to having some hydration, and cabbage can maybe have a bit. Maybe pumpkin can have a bit too, because they're so big. But for the most part, we changed that up a little bit. So anyway, it's doing the tree loop. That's weird. I thought I fixed that. Let's take a peek at that real quick. If I can remember where that was. Terrain controller? No, is that procedural area? No, I think it would be procedural terrain, if anything. Still only one eye, mostly? Art? Stu? Lucian? Getting better slowly, though? Texas too. That's cool. I've never been to Texas. I've heard a lot of good things about Texas lately. Different podcasters and stuff saying how cool the communities are down in Texas. People are really nice. It's crazy stuff. 8 degrees Fahrenheit. We had -2 last night, which is probably like 26 Fahrenheit. No snow though. It was like 65 on Saturday. It was really nice. It was weird. And it was really cold yesterday. Where I'm missing something here. Procedural terrain. Or was it procedural prefabs? Set up trees. Alter tree LODs. This is the stuff. And we'd want to not call that. Well, how come this is not getting called? I guess that was on beta 2 That's why we want to not do those pushes on beta. Let's see. It's procedural prefabs. Let's look for it real quick here. Scripts, procedural prefabs. Let's go ahead and move this up a bit. Scripts. Scripts, procedural prefabs. I just got rid of it right there. So yeah, that's a fair approach to that. Let's add that into here as well, because it's really annoying when it does that. If Unity editor let's do debug log warning, not altering tree LODs due to be in the editor. And this will just return out of the method if we are in the editor. We do want it to do all of this in the runtime, but if you do it in the editor, it does that tree loop where it's re-importing the trees every time. It gets very annoying. So good, we fixed that. Now again, with this, it's the same thing. Basically, we just want to go and do item template it, let's call it template, equals player script controller client dot player inventory dot template manager dot get template for the item dot item, which is the item type, and if cat, you need to settle down. If template is equal to null, actually I guess not equal to null, you want to do return template dot fullness, like so. So we're actually not going to use any of this anymore, and I turned some of those down a little bit, and we're not using this stuff. Failing that, it's just going to return 0. Likewise with get hydration, but in this case we're going to just go straight to template.hydration. With hydration, we've also got globe of water, so I want to make sure that I've got that. We've also got water. Should be fine. Let's check it out. Hydration, like so. Three inches, that's not bad. I used to live in the mountains in Japan, in Nagano City, Nagano, where they did they had the Winter Olympics back in 2005 or something. BB-chan, what's the matter with you? Settle down. BB, come here. Come here. What are you doing? Cat's just running around nonstop. We used to shovel feet, like 2 feet of snow, 3 feet of snow. All of Japan has been created by volcanoes, but no. We live in the valleys of the mountains. I don't think I have a globe of water anywhere. I do have a water. And water has a hydration of 1. Can be consumed. I'm going to leave that unchecked for now. We'll double check everything. But globe of water, I'm pretty sure I don't have a globe of water item template set up. It would be under consumables most likely. Maybe resources? No. Tools, town resources, underwear, weapons. I think we are safe to make one here. Globe of water. Is it consumable? Is it a fluid? I think it's a fluid. Not anymore, it doesn't. Globe of water. What's the description for a globe of water? A globe of water in a thin shell. Can change tier, can be stacked, can be stored. Cannot be crafted, is not equipment. Hydration of... actually it's more than 1, isn't it? What was it? 10? 15? no fullness, 15 hydration. That should fix all of that. Let's just give it a spin and see. Well, I hope you're not upset by the changes, Stu, because I'm turning that off so that one orange doesn't give you 700 fullness. Just because it's tier bazillion. So cabbage consume is working. It still doesn't explain why it's not working on beta, as John has suggested. I do want to double check that drinking water works as expected here. I'm at 89. That worked fine. I do want to get a globe of water though. And I believe now that I've made a item template out of that, I can use my cheats. This is not multiplayer. And I probably can't drink anymore. Let's see. I'll just let that sit here for a second. Fussy kitties, huh? It's probably another cat walking around out there or something. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. Actually I think I can cheat that too. Yeah, I can. Cheats are good for developing. So I'm gonna put myself to 50, and yeah, that's working fine. So, good. I think all is well. Yeah. Anyway, also putting multiple problems into one thing here. I understand why people do that, but it's a bit of a bummer. That was also in single player beta. Haven't made any changes to that though, so it should be fine. Let's see, fixed possibility cleared, enchant, updated fullness, hydration for most items, and that's fair enough. Explanation. Where was that art? This here? No, that's different. Private care Steam. What you talking about? Private chat? Oh, there was at least one message I have not looked at. I think I would rather personally do random recipes, which is something and I don't think I'm going to do that either. Meow, come here. What's the matter? Did you settle down finally? What you been running around all crazy for? Mm-hmm. I appreciate the ideas anyways, Stu. Things to think about, definitely. Quit staring each other down, you two. What are you doing? How come Yume has a cut on her nose? That's probably you, wasn't it, Pee-Pee? You kitties be nice. So yeah, I want to test the skills that he's talking about here, but honestly, I think that that's all intentional. And I'm looking at the wrong chat. Yeah, that would just be a whole nother system, Art. Already got too many systems, to be honest. But again, appreciate the input. I'll think about that. I'm not just going to shut it down. But would be a ways out if anything. So Mudskin overwrites protect. That's what he's talking about here. Mudskin, of course, is a armor resist. Protect is just armor. I guess those really don't need to overlap. Do I have something set up that's specifically making those overwrite one another? Skills, I think it's under player, skills. Thanks for reporting it. Add buff. No, is that not player skills? Well, no, that's player stats, huh? Add buff. So I don't have anything that actually checks categories or anything like that. When you go to add a buff, it goes through all the buffs and it looks for the same buff. So I wouldn't actually expect it to do that. If you cast Mudskin and then protect overwrites Mudskin. Might just be a visual bug. Let's see what's going on. Just put a casual 100 points in all of these. So let's see, Mudskin, followed by Protect. And they're both right there. And he's reporting this as Windows single player beta. I'm not sure what he's talking about there, but in all fairness, we have changed some of that stuff a little bit in beta because of the way that enchants are working. So we better give that a peek. Let's hold that off as something needs to be looked at in beta and see if we can't peek at some other things. Live beta learning recipes where you don't need to level up town buildings and recipes for silk steel. The exploit is there sometime. You don't need to update them. They're supposed to be, is it like level 2 before they let you learn that? Or so the description says. Well, yeah, it shouldn't replace it. Well, I mean, should refresh the time, right? Is that not expected? Let's go to, what's Art's big town? I forget. Oh, I thought it was Ranger Emporium. Let's see. I think they're over here. Let's see if my toolsmith, carpenter. Requires logger rank 2, but he's suggesting that it doesn't actually require rank 2. Is setting a home Solace not working in multiplayer? Town building template generator. I believe the dude in this works fine. Reaper, hunter, miner, logger. I will give that a peek. Crafting, what is it? Resources, coal, these guys. Unlocking, building rank required 2. That would actually happen if, for example, town building UI gatherer, I guess. Refresh stats, refresh upgrade buttons, recipes. It's gonna get all of those. And if you click on the recipe button itself, link, button clicked, No. Upgrade clicked. Unlock crafting recipe. This comes straight from the UI after upgrade clicked. That's why I was looking at that. So the button's going to pass it to here. That's going to go to here. That's going to go to here. It's going to go to the server. It's going to grab the item template, check the requirements, make sure that the building is there, but it is not actually checking the rank of the building itself. Let's actually do this. And. So we've got the template. The town building is present. Solace.town. Let's see, get town building, I think is what we're looking for. Get town building, item template dot building required. And using that, we want to know the rank. And let's see, we want the item template dot unlock cost can be unlocked. What's it called? Building rank required. If the building rank required is less than or equal to the town rank. Actually, so if it, let's see, we need, if the building required does not equal that and the building is present, or the building is not present, hi kitty. This logic stuff always makes me trip up a little bit. We're just doing a check to make sure that null is not getting passed in here. Then we're going to go check to see that the town building is present. If it's not present, we want to say building requirements not met. So that is fine, but we actually want to do an or here, put those in both in parentheses. So this is a must with the and then one of these is also a must. So if it's if there's no town building present, it's just going to error out right away there. Or if the town building rank required is greater than the current town building rank, meaning it needs 2 and we're only at 1, we're going to go ahead and do the same. Building requirements not met. Now to be safe, why is there debug there? We want to go check this out. I don't really want to bust up Stu's town, but this is just a local copy anyway. And I don't think I'll save, I'll just destroy it, put a new one down. Need to find some little noises for when you build stuff, don't I? I'm thinking of the rust noises in my head whenever you build the metal, it goes that ring, makes the little construction noises. So we're looking at, for example, the logger should be able to teach me hardened lumber. I don't have any scale resin, and that is not spacing itself out. That's interesting. We'll leave you open, and I want to go back to meow meow meow. Here, town building, load recipes, learn recipe. No, we're looking at ingredients. Requires rank, tier, rarity to string, item, just going straight to string there. That's a little weird. Global methods dot enum, fix enum name. That'll add some spaces there. In single player, I should be able to access this, but there looks like a whole bunch of stuff here. Not a big deal though. What's it called? Scale resin. I got my fancy cheats. So he's ranked 2. I'm also gonna, I'm finicky. So I'm gonna destroy this dude. So let's save so it doesn't save while I'm doing it. This is our logger. I'm going to deconstruct, and I'm gonna reconstruct. Of course I don't have any lumber on me. Tier 10 lumber anyway. And voila. So now we've got a miss. We're not logger rank 2, we are logger rank 1, and I would like to do that, and the building requirements are not met. So yeah, there was not a check in there. Should be now. And if we upgrade her, turns white and unlocks as expected. And goes to the crafting window. That was a little weird. Thank you, Peter. Not a big deal, but good to have it working properly. It should fix all of them. However, they're set up on the what the description is using is just this data, but there was not an actual check for this number here. So the checks and the description should now be working as intended. Close some of this stuff down. Too many tabs open. All right, What else we got? No midnight touch found in caves. Haven't found any midnight touch. Have cleared very thoroughly. I thought I noticed that too. I mean, difficult, easy, but everything was changed. Also, I'm finding unresponsive golems in some of the caves I've been clearing as recently as yesterday. They're usually parked in difficult to reach places with little or no pathing room, but not always. They do not react at all being approached or attacked. That does sound like they're getting somewhere that doesn't have properly pathing. Additionally, I've cleared a large tier 6 cave earlier today that had no golem here on the final chamber. I searched very thoroughly, spending more than 2 hours in that cave. It was necessary for me to leave the cave and ran back before the hero appeared. Finally, a suggestion I think would be great improvement if it was possible to distinguish between caves that have been cleared and those that have not on our maps. Either have the cave icons change color, for instance, on the map. Caves golem hero has been defeated, or give players the ability to make simple notations on maps. Yeah, we really need to make a custom icon system. That would be such a good quality of life thing. Okay, well, let's double check. No midnight's touch coming on. So we're looking at world encounter cave manual cave marching cubes. I think it is the cave manager that has the midnight's touch on it. So let's find out who's using that. It is being grabbed, perhaps. Find all references. Midnight's touch. Let's see. Get a random. If the random is less than or equal to 0.1 times cave gem spawn multiplier. Else if random is less than or equal to 0.1 times game settings herb spawn multiplier plus 0.1. But that's not quite enough, is it? This should actually be including the cave gem spawn multiplier. Because if this gets turned up, there's no way we're going to run into that guy. That's kind of the whole point of that math there. Plus 1.0 times game settings dot cave gem spawn multiplier. And what did we just fix? I like to put fixes at the bottom. Fixed town recipes not properly checking against building rank, like so. Okay, so these guys are so if we've gone over this number, we're now going to look for this number above that number. That's what that is. So we're going to just add that on as a base. And it is only a 0.1 chance, but that should still make it totally spawn. So we can just look rather than have to go and search through the caves. I actually want to I am on beta, so I'm going to get off of beta. And I want to double check the cave fog. It looked like the cave fog was not working as I expected it to last time I tried. Plenty of caves to visit though, I believe. Sorry for the brief butt shot there. Tier 1 mine. Could be cleared out. Could be full of goodies. Swamp stuff growing in it. That's strange. Nope, there's still rubies and bad guys here. So let's see. We've got our cave here. We've got our resources here. Copper, Midnight's Touch. There it is, and it. I swear the mushrooms don't do this properly either. Where it's not rotated properly here. Let's see if we can fix that. Should be like this. Why is it not? I believe it is my use of the normal, for whatever reason. We're passing the hit there. Set up spawned resource. The look rotation. So let's just go ahead and save ourselves right here. So we can come back into this cave as much as we want. Set look rotation. So what that's going to do is set the forward to look that way. And that's just really not what I want to do, is it? And now I can change the up. Creates rotation with specified towards the vector that defines in which is up. So if we're looking up and we want to go forward, actually what we want to do is get the up to be facing forward. So we want to be facing, for example, back. Creates a rotation with the specified forward and upward. The vector that defines in which direction is up. Now, is that local or what? I'm going to go ahead and try resource dot back. What is it? I don't even know what it's called. I guess it's just minus forward. Is there a back? There's a left and a right. No, there's not a left. There is a right, though. So let's just do minus forward. And actually, forward would... I don't think forward would work. I think we want to go minus forward. Let's see what that does. Somebody streaked the field. That sounds like a hefty fine and some jail time. Not sure that's the way to go down in history. Oh, he's wearing a thong? Okay. If he was butt naked, that would have been bad. That's still probably a pretty big slap on the wrist, though. Now we are facing different direction. Let's see. So, let's do this guy's up. I wonder. Creates rotation with specified forward and upwards directions. I wonder if it defaults. Anyway, let's take one more look at this real quick to see what it actually was doing previously. Which means I'm going to have to recompile once more. It'll take a second here. But, like I say, it looks like it's actually doing what I'm telling it to. So I just need to fix what I'm telling it to do. In case you didn't pick up, I am not getting the football news over here in Japan. I do enjoy a good game of football, or any game really, but I don't have a particular team or anything like that. So this is the forward vector, the z. This is the local vector for the plant. So that is doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's putting the forward rotation away from the normal of the wall here. What we actually want it to do though is move the up over there. So in order to do this, I could just rotate it forward. Give it, let's see, 90 on the X, I believe. Would fix that. Oh, goodness. And that might be simpler because I'm not really sure what the correct... If we're trying to move the forward, yeah, that just sounds like it's not going to actually end up getting what we want. So let's go ahead and do... Hi, kitty. After we set... Oh, we're actually doing all the rotate around here. Rotate around, resource position, resource up, get random. Oh, no, that's just... yeah, we don't need that. That's a little silly, honestly, too. But, no, yeah, we do want to do that. We kind of want to do another one, though. Resource.rotate around, and we want to do... our vector3 axis is going to be our resource.right. And we're going to want to give him a positive 90 degrees. What's the matter, you? Use rotate instead. Sure. Same thing. Axis, angle, okay. Do it. Of course, this is going to make all of the rocks and the coppers and all of that look differently, but I'm pretty sure this is what has caused mushrooms and Midnight's Touch to be sticking into the walls like that from day one. One of your Steam games was on sale over the weekend for under $500. What are you talking about? What kind of game costs $500? Oh, okay. 500 pennies. Well, no, that did not work. We rotated along the... See, and I'm curious because it said there was a rotate... This guy's... How come this guy didn't give me... He's fine with me using rotate around. Rotate around. It's weird. Anyway, rotate around local. That's deprecated. So is only one of these overloads deprecated? It's really weird. Point, axis, and... oh yeah, we do need that. Which is really just resource.position, right? Resource.right. 90 degrees. I believe that is all correct. Well, that's what we were trying to do. Let's take a peek at some of these mushrooms. Those are decorations, so that's going to be a different dealie going on. See, this guy's just straight up backwards. That's not nice. So those are not spawned resources, I don't believe. Those are decorations. And so we want to do the same thing. Spawn basic resources, add, what do we got here? If use normal, get the rotation, set the look rotation, and we're doing the same rotate bit there, but I want to do the same thing, deco, whoops, deco, having trouble typing, dot transform, dot rotate around, we want to do deco dot, that is the transform, why are we calling transform here? Deco dot rotate around, deco dot position, deco dot right, and we want to go 90. That didn't look right for the mushroom though. He was straight up backwards. Set look rotation, hit normal. I closed that down, didn't I? I did. I'm going to turn him off for a second and peek at some more of those mushrooms. Set look rotation, hit dot normal. Looks like he's doing that properly. If use normal, set up spawned wall decoration. Oh, this is just the wall decoration too. We need floor decorations. False, no normal for those guys. Do use the normal for the wall. Vector 3 dot cross. Two raycasts. One at the front, one at the back, then using their hit locations to get an upright direction from a vector 3 cross product. It's not, those aren't raycasts, but forward hit dot point, forward minus backwards hit dot point. Vector 3 cross, transform right, upright. Look rotation, transform right, upright. It does make more or less sense, but hold on a second. Let's see. So yeah, I want to just peek at that, some of these mushrooms, not just the one, but maybe more of them. Oh, and I didn't actually restart, so we can, did I? No? Yeah, it's recompiling. Yeah, I Google a lot for work too, and I kind of feel bad admitting to that on stream, but that's how it works. I mean, that's how you get life done nowadays. You Google it. We got to get feathered chitin, snake scales, and fur working. So let's see. Snake scales would make for a good armor patch, wouldn't it? Want to look at those mushrooms. So, Art, can you reconfirm for me? Single player live has this brightened up cave fog now, doesn't it? Was I wrong in that? It's got it in the editor, but it sounded like you were suggesting the other day that it was not working. Yeah, I was just gonna go look myself, sorry, thank you. Let's see. Look at some mushrooms. We got one mushroom, we got another mushroom. This guy is See, now this guy is sticking to the right. Whoa, I'm like, oh, I'm getting sick here. Y is this way. Z is this way. So this guy needs to get rotated along his... Yeah, what? Hmm. Yeah, it's still dark in here. It's weird. I'm gonna have to look at that. Because it's doing what I want it to do in the editor here. It's got this nice blue fog that sort of lights it up in here, so it's a little easier to see. Steam wants to update all of a sudden. Yeah, give me a second. So it looks like some of these mushrooms are doing different things. This guy is not 180, but this guy is 180 basically. So let's see, he is on a north facing wall. This guy is on a ceiling. This guy is... This guy's also on a... Well, is that north facing or is that a ceiling? I don't even know. Looks like it's more of a ceiling. Just depends on the angle. So the mushrooms are kind of all over the place, but they're coming in at different angles. But we get this normal. That's really all that we care about. I'm just not using the look rotation bit here properly. Set look rotation, hit dot normal. Creates a rotation with the specified forward and upwards direction. Hi, kitty. And again, if we're putting that to be forward, we want to rotate around the right by 90 degrees, like we did here. And that worked properly. Should be the same thing. I don't think I actually tried it. Deco position, deco.right, 90 degrees. Let's take a peek. What's happening, KZ? Doing good. How you doing? It's a little cold. It's crazy windy today. I think that means that it's trying to heat up, hopefully. So this guy is not working properly. Let's see, who's the first guy? So this guy has moved closer by 90 degrees. This guy rotated around. That's his right. This is what I want it to do. 90 degrees on the X. Let's see. That's what we're already doing. We could change their forwards. It's like I think that, the way that the normal gets calculated, you don't necessarily have the right axis rotated properly. All it's giving is the forward. That could be rotated basically 360 degrees anywhere along that forward. So then if we're trying to rotate using the left axis, we could actually end up rotating it in the wrong direction. But that's not necessarily correct either. Transform.up equals hit.normal. I don't think you can do that. Deco.up. You can get or set that. I didn't know you could do that. Let's try that. Hit.normal. See what that does. Because that would actually be what I'm trying to do. That would be a sillily simple solution. I'll go ahead and update Steam now while this is not running. Doesn't look like that worked. Rotate around. We're still doing the... Like I say, that's just a little weird. So, for example, say that I'm at 0, 0, 0. Oh, see, I already did that because I'm a sneaky fellow. Okay. Hold on a second. I rotated this stuff manually to try and fix it myself. We're going to want to go to Let's see, decorations? No. I don't think it's under resources. Could be, could be. Let's go ahead and go to the prefab. World Encounter Cave. Manager, where is the glowing mushroom? There it is. Open that guy up. Let's rotate him back to actually pointing upwards so all of this makes sense, what we're doing. That doesn't matter in the slightest. We want to move the position of that actually. So this guy's facing up. Point light needs to go not Z but Y. Like so. Save that. Shut it down. And start it back up. Good example of why it is a bad idea to try and take shortcuts. Those mushrooms have been like that since day one. I never figured out how to do them properly, and I gave up, and now they look like they're working good. So, we should actually make these harvestable. Glowing mushrooms, and we can have different colors for different... There they go. They're all looking nice and pokey now with their fancy lights. So that helps out a lot. Let's go and actually take a peek at one somewhere. There we go. Pretty obvious. They're pretty big too. So yeah, we just will... it would kill the light if you picked it up, wouldn't it? Yeah. Alright, well, we're gonna go ahead and call this real fixed for a second here. No Midnight's Touch found in caves. Midnight's Touch is spawning. Let's see. I won't close it, I guess. I'm gonna change it to, well, I'll respond first. Let's see. Midnight Touch is spawning properly in single player, but there was a rotation error causing them to dip inside of walls frequently. I will patch the rotation fix in and leave this open for further comments. Yeah, he makes it sound like he tried pretty hard to find one, so I don't want to just shut him down, kinda, you know. We'll move this down to minor. Should be working now. And he said also, yeah, stone golems responsive. I think would be great if these caves will clear the map. That's true. I'll go ahead and just note that down. Let's see. Cleared cave icon. It's not a save. And was there one last thing I wanted? Workshops. I do want to look at that. This looks correct. He's on beta. So anyway. All is well. Was there something else I wanted to... Oh yeah, the fog. What's up with the fog? Why is the fog not working? Let's see. Long story short... I'm going to close this stuff down for the moment. That happens on the terrain manager when we go churn off surface world. We turn off the sky, shaders, the clouds, all of that. And then we set the ambient color here to be like this. Color ambient. Clear flag should be solid color. Sky, ground, equator, fog, oh this is it actually here. The render settings, fog color, fog is true, fog mode is linear, fog and distance is 500. If play mode does not equal multiplayer host, else if client is client, working fine in the editor. But not in a standalone build. Not nice, Unity. Not nice. What are you doing? So if I look at the player camera here, you can see the camera fog script is on. The lighting fog is on, and it's blue. Let's take a peek at the fog script. This is not the distant camera, so we're not doing that. So that should all be fine. That's actually not camera fog anymore. We turned off all that. It's just distant camera positioning. So I don't even need that on the player camera, to be honest. Just needs to be on the distant camera, which gets turned off when we're in caves. So it's really just these lighting settings and whether the Enviro Manager has been turned off properly or not, as it has here, which is all the sky stuff. As Stu suggested, it could be something to do with the quality settings. I don't think fog is affected by any of that, though. Texture quality, yada yada. We don't actually have a way to change this in game. We're changing all of this. We have settings for this stuff that these change, but we don't actually have. Like, how do I default? Fantastic. Let's just I'm gonna build this out real quick to my little test build folder. Should only take a minute here. And then I'm gonna churn up the default quality to fantastic. The current default quality is fast. And Unity took away the loading window where you used to be able to set that. So you have to program that stuff all yourself now. Despite the fact that millions of people were using that, they were just like, nah, we never intended to make that a thing. We're just going to get rid of it. It's kind of like, okay. Could have just made it an option, but not a big deal. And I actually had a method set up at one point for I believe it was under settings UI. It might have been under console UI. Settings UI had a change quality method that over time got turned off. No, I guess it wasn't here. Was it console? Update, toggle UI, console submit, no. Let's do change quality. Got one of those anywhere? No? How about quality with a parentheses? Well, yeah, that's... There we go, switch quality. Under the weather manager. Not actually switching quality, though. I believe that is a setting, though. Quality level. No. Quality settings dot quality set quality level. So you could do that 012 if we need to. Not sure that's actually what we're talking about just yet. Gonna try and confirm that here real quick. So I've been kind of grappling with my streaming schedule. Not last week, that was a different thing, but there's just a lot in my life that's a lot easier if I get it handled before 4 p.m. And if I stream Tuesday to Friday till 5 p.m., I can't do that. And in all honesty, I am a little bit less productive at times when I'm streaming because I'm talking and interacting with people. I think I'm going to switch to not streaming in the PM Tokyo time, which is actually, it's like post 11 p.m. for the United States. That was like West Coast. So if you're East Coast, it's already like 2 a.m. So usually I don't really have, maybe only like one or two viewers for my PM here. But, so I don't think it's really going to affect, I don't think I'm breaking anybody's heart, that's what I'm trying to say. But, would actually kind of make more sense for me in general. So I'm going to try that out this week. I'm going to update my Twitch schedule to that as well. So let's see here. I think my wife doesn't have lunch until 1 today. She's working at home today. Yeah, no fog here. Interesting. So I don't have that set quality level. We might try and just plug that in real quick here. Let's see. I don't think anybody calls this. Do we have a console command for that? Weather manager switch quality. Chat UI even has one. Console UI is a little dangerous. I'm gonna peek at it over here. Oh, yeah, we've already got that set up. Switch quality, let's see. Set quality level, 0 and true. And what does that do? Apply expensive changes, true. Player mover switch quality, what does player mover do? Allow HDR, yeah, okay. We can allow that. And then the weather manager doesn't actually currently do anything, so we'll just leave that as is. So that's already in game. So let's actually give that a try right here. Since we don't need to, it's already plugged in. We're not going to force it. We're just going to try and change it in runtime, see what happens. I don't think fog works like that though, but let's see. Quality 2. Quality set to fantastic. Did not make any difference. And if we go to our settings, we do have fog turned on. Let's turn it off, turn it on. So what's causing that? I can't peek at the camera or anything like that. So I'm going to have to set up some debugs. So let's do something like for example, we'll just say fog check. So if we call fog check in the console, I want to debug.log the camera.main. No, it's not actually the camera, is it? Should just be lighting, which I think is quality settings dot lighting. No, is it lighting? Where's lighting? I forget where lighting is. Lighting render settings. That's it, isn't it? Render settings dot fog. So this is going to be fog is like that. We'll do fog start is, and this will be our fog start distance. Let's do a fog mode is render settings dot fog. What is it? Fog mode. That should be able to toString for us, no problem. Let's do another fog end is fog end mode, and yeah, we should be in linear, but let's go ahead and do fog scaling is, what is this called? I forget. Fog density. So that's all the fog stuff. Looks like it's just turned off. Let's go ahead and do a debug log for enviro active. This is going to be, let's see, player script controller dot client dot manager dot enviro. No, let's see, terrain manager dot enviro. Where do I get that? I probably don't actually have a reference to that anywhere, do I? You can just go ahead and call enviro sky, I believe. Enviro sky dot instance dot active and enabled. I think that will all work. I just want to make sure that that is off. And we looked at the camera script. It's not actually controlling fog anymore. So it should only be enviro that would interrupt with it. And it should be turned off. So if we go in game here, and we do a fog check, we're going to find the bunch of debugs come out here. We're not in beta, so it didn't actually print those to the console like I was wanting it to do. I think in a developer build, though, it will. Right? We can look at the player log in any case. But, so we've got fog is true, linear, 0500, enviro active is false. So that's all as expected. Let's... Meow, meow, meow. One of my kitties doesn't like it when I cough. And let's see, scripts only build is all that I changed. I think that speeds that up. Rather than reworking all of the shaders and everything again. Did you end up giving Valheim a try, Art? It's actually a really good game. I really don't like their... Hey, kitty. They use the tried and true snap to build method, which seems to be the industry standard for about a decade now. Hey. It's just it's a pain in the butt. Trying to get those roof pieces and stuff to line up properly. I've never played any of the XCOM games. So we're in a development build. Fog isn't working. Fog check gets sent out, and that's going to go to the player log, or no, output log. And we are running the dev mode, so there's all kinds of stuff coming out. What's going on here? Profile frame. Ugh, this is a mess. What's going on here? Blah, blah, blah. Where's my debugs? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to send the... finished loading. Ugh, this is a mess. Fog. Did make it. How did Fog not make it? 11/11/2020, that's not right. Okay, so it is player log, sorry. They must have, did they change that? 11/11/2020. Used to be the output log. Player priv.log. Is that our current one? Transport shutdown. No, this is not it. I would expect this guy. And fog density. Fog is linear. Fog is true. Enviroactive is false. So what's going on here? Linear 0, 500, false. Fog is true. Is it just the color? No, there's no black fog there. What is the deal? Surprise, it's in commonly asked question. Edit project settings, graphics. Tier settings. Low, medium, high. Are these the quality settings? Fog modes, automatic. Is it not aware that I'm using the fog modes? I'm pretty sure I only use linear. Enviro certainly supports all of these, but I'm pretty sure I've got them all set to simple. Deferred. I put these all to the same. So is it stripping the fog shader out for some reason? And it's been doing this all along. The Enviro fog is different. It's its own thing. Why would it do that? It's not capable of seeing me use that in my scripts. It's only looking in the scene lighting where I've maybe got it turned off by default, even though I turn it on as soon as runtime goes. Stuff like that happens though. And I always develop in the editor, so I've really fussed with fog a lot in regards to the trying to synchronize the distance camera and the main camera fog. Even though it shouldn't be a problem, it's really given me problems in the past. It's just basic algebra. I'm not usually digging into the Enviro shading code on any level because I'm not a shader programmer, but Unity's right into the disk. Using up all the CPUs. But yeah, that has very much caused me some grief over the years. I know there's some good lookouts somewhere here. We'll just go to the mountains. See what we see. But you know, when you get up in the mountains and you're looking out, well, this doesn't look like mountains. This is just a big giant chunk of, or I was looking for a good view, I guess. That's what I was thinking. This doesn't look like a good view. Oh no, it's a pretty good view. So I want to churn up my, again, this is writing out, really taxes the computer, so it's freaking out right now. I want to turn that up, and let's see, the weather just changed. It just doesn't even look like there's any fog going on, though. Oh, and I dropped a frame, because Unity's building. Let's see. Okay, so see, this is foggy now. I set the weather to foggy. And it's just not doing any fog here. This is not good. Not good, not good. Hopefully that will fix it here. I mean, the fog's working here, is the whole thing. It's like, let's save, quit out, we'll come back here in the editor and look at the same scene. As soon as the shaders are done exporting. This is why it takes a minute to patch. Have to do this 4 times. I've got the normal build, the server build, the beta build, and the beta server build. Takes an extra minute. Let's take a peek at XCOM 2. Oh, are these turn-based strategy games? I've never played these. Yeah, those can be pretty cool. I used to be a big fan of Final Fantasy Tactics. That was a long time ago, though. So you're defending the planet from aliens? In turn-based tactical combat. It's a good deal for $5. So many games out there. Man, if I got $60 for every game that I sold, I'd be doing a lot better. That's what, 4 times the current going price? I wish. That'd be nice. So we are not stripping shaders anymore. And we've got black fog going on. I've seen that before, but it is at least fog now. So we need to fix that because black is gross and wrong. but it is working. Let's double check our cave. That was just this guy right here. Yeah, looks like it's working. So that's weird. I guess the shader was getting stripped out. So that should be fixed. XCOM 2 came out 2006. So that's even in itself a long time ago. $7 for number 1. Oh, no, this is different. It's probably not even on Steam. XCOM's got a lot of DLC. Anyway. So I want to fix the black fog, which is only on the forward camera, which is what Enviro is using, which is managed in the weather prefabs, not here. Core light, standard, profiles, weather presets, cloud quality, no. Not the VR. How come there's only VR in here? Profiles, let's see, where am I looking for? Shaders, samples, resources, profiles, there we go. And then after you do the build, Unity gets mad and it won't let you load the thing properly. But that actually might be to my advantage. Weather fog mod. Clear sky, cloudy, these are all black. What's up with that? Why would you want black? I guess for nighttime you would, wouldn't you? So foggy is what we're looking at, but it's gray. I don't really get why. We get that black. And did we have that? Well, let's see. Let's go take a peek at our now working test build. Just ran up this hill here. It's still foggy, it looks like. And yeah, we're getting this black. That's just not what we want. I'm not clear on why we're getting that though. World generation continues while paused. So we're currently in the foggy mode. Weather fog is quite clearly like this. Did it do that in the editor or not? I forget. Let's double check. Sun is out, but it is not heating up. Got gale force winds every once in a while again. We are in fog mode and it is black. So we should be able to fix it here in the editor. So let's see. Let's go to wherever we are. Let's turn on Scene View Fog. It's kind of, whoops, kind of not the same thing, but that's post. Yeah, so it's Enviro that's doing that. You see the camera render default doesn't understand that because it's a post effect. And it's not the post-processing layer fog, I don't believe. Where is it? Well, I can't mess with this stuff because Unity's freaking out. Won't let me look at the custom inspectors, so I gotta reload it. Super pain in the butt when it does that. When you build it, I don't know why it's not supposed to do that, and it doesn't do that for everyone. There's something about my project that causes it to do that. Not a huge deal. Want to run to the store when lunch rolls around. Of course, I do have some ground beef I need to do something with. I'm out of drinks though. Oh yeah, I was gonna look into how to make quesadilla sauce. I've never made quesadilla sauce. Or am I thinking fajita? No, quesadilla. I'm not sure where that flavor comes from. There must be tomato base, but it's got that kind of orange color, sort of like a tomato cream. I usually just eat like a good sandwich. I had like a pastrami cheddar melt with garlic pickles yesterday that I made. It was pretty tasty. I didn't melt it long enough because I didn't want the cheese dripping into my oven, and I should have put it on a plate or something, but my wife is working at home today. Yeah, well, they don't have Mexican food in Japan. It's like the biggest bummer of living in Japan. I'm not familiar with tilapia. Tilapia? Is that hot sauce or is that a dish? Oh, fish? I'm sure I would. I'm down with fish. Cooked fish. I'm not a big fan of the raw fish. Like pretty much everybody here in Japan is. Let's see, what are we messing with? Oh yeah, okay, so I rebooted. I want to peek at the player camera post-processing fog. So, whoops. I turn that off. So yeah, this is our problem here. But why is it black? This whole system is just really convoluted. Where are the actual settings is the problem. Camera transform, post-processing layer, volume blending, trigger layer, anti-aliasing, toolkit, export, select all layer volumes. Water post-processing, that's not what we're talking about. Global post-processing, okay, so it's right underneath it. Bloom, color grading, vignette. Strawberry slaw taco. I don't know about sweet flavored fish. You might be on your own there. Profile instance. Let me see it. That's the one we're working on anyway. Do we not? Where do I set the fog? You just assume that it's using the lighting settings for fog, right? Which is currently set to black. Okay. Let's see. Maybe I can fix this with, let's go to our, we don't need fog check anymore. I'm going to get rid of you. We want to check out weather settings, weather manager, which is going to be global weather manager. When we switch weathers, this kind of stuff happens. Set current weather, set loading weather, set current weather, server. Target change current weather. It's the main thing that we want to be working with, I believe. Change and set. For the server, we're going to return. Let's see. Change weather. Because Enviro Sky runs its own fog, which is being used on the distance camera, because that's where the shaders are. So I want to make sure that it's applying the same color and density of fog based on the weather presets here. Whenever the weather changes. It would probably be better in an update method. We do have the camera fog script still on there. Maybe we should be using that. Global, let's see. I think that's right here. Late update, let's add an update. Should it be late? I don't think so. I think it should be update. Oh, whoops. Thank you. And this should be if not is distant camera. And we want to render settings dot fog color. We want this to be equal to the Enviro Sky instance get active weather ID. No, how do we get that? I think they're called presets. Current active cloud. No, what are they called? Weather presets. How do we get that? Enviro Sky instance dot weather settings dot weather envirocore dot weather dot weather prefab weather preset, that is preset, that is prefab. We want to grab the current one and we want to get the fog color. Not quite that simple, unfortunately. because we need to figure out the time, and it's a gradient. Where'd it go? Fog. Fog. Weather fog mod. This is a gradient. I don't really know how to use gradient. Let's see. We want to get evaluate probably. And we're going to give it a time. And for example, if we're running foggy here, weather fog mod is going to be 0 to 1, right? And we're just going to be applying that using our time, but I believe time is 0 to 24. Let's see, enviro. Enviro sky dot instance dot looks like we've got a reply from John on our issue that we just updated recently. Good proposition, John. Hopefully the fog that I just fixed will make it a lot easier to see, for one thing. But that's definitely open for discussion. We can change the colors easy enough, or I can just brighten them in total. And a lot of stuff that's in caves does tend to, glow and that kind of stuff, or sort of be white, because they're not doing photosynthesis, they're doing other things to survive. Envirosky instance dot time, get current time in hours, date time, game time, get time of day, hour time, get time of day, get current time with the UTC time offset. Get current time in hours. Do I have a UTC time offset? I don't get current time. Current time in hours, it's a double. Why is that a double? Date time, game time, hour time, update time, hour time. I'm not really clear what that is. Let's do a debug on that, and it's going to spam the console, but we'll change it as soon as we figure it out. Hour time, so I'm just going to take this and I'm going to do evaluate hour time divided by, I think 24F is probably what I want, and that'll give us the gradient for what we're looking for. That's going to give us our fog color based on the current time, hopefully. And I think that I erringly changed that to be that solid gray color here because it was doing that black. I thought this might fix it, but that was not the problem. And we do want this to be more darker at night. So you don't want to have white, bright fog just at nighttime, which is why everybody else here is... Oh, no, it just adds on top of that, huh? Maybe it's okay then. Yeah, see, this is the normal fog. That's pretty extreme for difference on fogs there, though. I have to take a peek. So I'm gonna just... Let's see, this is gonna spam the console, and it's gonna update the color to be, hopefully, the gray based on that we're currently in the foggy weather preset in this save. I still think I'm running up that hill 10 times in a row. Yep. Warning, an exception has occurred. Okay, so it is changing. And so yeah, we're not getting what we expected with that. There's something red or purple growing over there. Anyway, what was the error here? What was that? Null reference, script, camera fog. Console UI 1784. What was that? Oh, that's just trying to print out the warning for this guy at 29, which is right there. And let's see, probably just wasn't set up yet. And let's see, the instance worked, right? Yeah, we made it to 29. So the instance is there, but the current active weather preset did not work out. Maybe that. Our time looked like it was not doing what we expected. We were getting a bunch of really tiny numbers there. 0.02 and kind of fluctuating all over the place. So not sure what that is. Not what we were looking for though, I don't believe. Current time in hours. Well, let's go ahead and do the get, what was it? Get time of day with the UTC offset. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but let's go with it. And yeah, we wanted to divide it by 24. I believe, we'll see. Evaluate, that's going to give us a color. It should be correct. I don't know why it was still black. It's happening in update, so we'll, if we look at lighting, the color's still black here. Even though we are still in foggy mode, which we can confirm by looking at the manager itself. Oh, we're currently in 3. No, that was start. Where's the current? Current is foggy. But we're still getting black. Fog in the lighting settings. Which was what we're trying to update here. Not the distant camera. Well, we saved all of that, right? So let's, whoops. Let's recompile. Quesadilla. No, not quesadilla. What was I talking about? Fajita. What are, there's so many good things. Enchilada. Enchilada sauce. How do you make this? If you're gonna make me buy artichoke hearts or something stupid, come on. Cumin, garlic powder, oregano, salt. Nobody wants a pinch of cinnamon in there. Tomato paste, vegetable broth, apple cider vinegar, ground pepper, flour, olive oil. So it's mostly just, I mean, just spiced up tomato paste with olive oil, huh? A little vinegar, a little tomato paste, a little olive oil. No, I'm trying to get, well, I mean, yeah, that's what's happening. You see, oh, it's trying. It's actually working now. I'm trying to evaluate, but it's still showing up as black. What's going on here? It's oh, there, see, it's going on and off. It's being weird. Something is setting it to black. Like in runtime manually. Who's doing that? As far as colors go, black would be 0, you're correct. But I'm trying to pull it off of this gradient here, which is just pure gray. There's something funky going on though. Camera underwater. This is not currently in effect. I don't think anybody's actually using that. Terrain manager, that's only when we go above or below ground. Enviro sky rendering. Fog color instance dot custom fog color. Are you the one that's messing with it, Enviro? Fog color lerp, fog color, current weather fog mod. Custom fog color. Fog. I'm not even using simple fog. I am using distance fog. There's no settings for... And again, this should only be on the distant camera here. See, if I turn that off, that changes that to not work there. That is correct. Let's see though, if I turn that off now and it didn't update the black, despite this guy trying to set it. And we can also set it manually, like this, only to find that it immediately goes back to black, even though we're paused. Even though I am paused, I can't turn it off. Yeah, it's clearly not. I mean, it was updating it in runtime. You could see it. When it gets confused here, see it is updating, but there's actually something that is interrupting that before it actually gets to when it renders. And it's even doing it in when I'm paused. It's weird. No, it's pretty rare to actually get a bug in Unity. It's not unheard of, but there's millions of people that use Unity. It's really rare to get a bug. And there are these other things that are trying to touch it. Like the aqua lens effect. This is not running anywhere and should not. This should be okay. Camera fog is my own thing that I just put in there. And this would not run when the editor is paused. Camera underwater. This has an if check, and we are above sea level, so there's no way this should be getting called. So that leaves, and these two are both only when we go in and out of caves. They're not constant. So it leaves these Enviro Sky or Enviro Sky rendering bits here. And I don't know what this custom fog color is. That's kind of what I was looking for. And Enviro Sky does run in the editor because it likes to let you look at it in the scene view. So it's got to be either this or this. And this would be pulling from the current weather, which is the gray that we're looking to get. So I don't think it's this. I think it's this guy. Now, why is this? Where is this custom fog color? Is my whole thing. Instance custom fog color. He's under Aquas fog handling. Hide in inspector. It's not nice if you're hiding it from me. Do I have a Component rendering features. Is there an Aquas thing I've got turned on here? Use volume lighting, snow, show fog and editor. Use fog. Where is the Aquas interaction going on here? Components. No. Rendering. It looks like that this is something that it's only making use of for Aquas, which I do use, so it might be turning itself on. I'm just going to turn this off for a minute. I've even got this set myself here. That's my own code there. Fog and distance, fog color. Custom fog color. Did I just get this wrong and it needs to be the this guy here? Let's try plugging this in here. Or not that one. Where's its own thing here? Lerp, fog color. Do I have all those variables available? Looks like I do. Nope, I don't. If we were doing that up here, fog settings, simple fog color, evaluate, game time, solar time, fog color, custom fog, intensity. Oh, so that's actually using the same custom fog color. There's this guy again. Well, I'm just going to turn it off for a second here and see what that does. Now I've got my own method that's trying to manually set it on the camera. See how it loads the clouds and everything? It actually runs the shader in the editor. So that code was running, overriding the fog settings, even though the game was paused. And that looks like it fixed it. So now we've got our camera manually setting the fog based on this value here. Now there's a little bit of flickering going on there. Probably because I'm messing with it per frame. If, for example, I turn that off, no, it's still flickering out there, though this has all stopped. I'm not doing camera fog stuff anymore. Am I the only one that sees that? Can I move this? I don't think I can. Well, it did. Looks like it maybe stopped. Turn it back on. See, it's kind of flickering there. You might not be able to see that on stream, but this is not flickering. This is flickering. This is the Enviro shader math. If I turn this off, flickers for a little bit, still flickering, still flickering, less frequent, still happening though. Definitely better, but still looks really black there. What's up with that? I mean, it should just be applying white. It doesn't really look like that's all that it's doing. If I turn the fog off, it's going to auto turn back on, right? No? Yeah, it is. And so I think what I actually want to turn off here is this fog. No, that. See how it's just like blanketing in black and then applying the gray fog on top of that. But if I don't use this fog, it actually overwrites the distant camera, so I have to use the post-processing deferred fog. But where's it getting this black from still? Not nice. Let's go ahead and save up top the hill here so I don't have to keep running up here. That looks like it's actually not based on this at all. As Jack suggested, turn it to red, and it is actually using that color, I guess. Just even a little bit of gray, like, yeah, just, well, I guess that just means that this is not, this is getting completely whitewashed, is actually what we're experiencing, isn't it? Oh, that's way too slow. Oh, and it's resetting. So this is the, okay. We want to stop all of this. We want to handle that manually. It's setting the fog end distance too close. Because on the distant camera, it's 1/16th the distance. That's why it's the distant camera. It renders a 1/16th representation of the world at long range, so we don't actually have these mountains 20 kilometers away. They're actually more like 1 kilometer away, but they're really tiny, and the camera is a lot closer to them. So it's using those numbers on the main camera's fog, causing them to get whitewashed far too quickly, I believe. Now we're not setting it at all because we're only setting the color manually, aren't we? Well, fog's not even turned on here. And it's getting turned off. Just all kinds of stuff messing with it. Anyway, we want to do this, and we want to do, let's say, fog in distance equals, well, I guess we could do that here. And we could do this there too. Let's just move this all. So we're going to leave you on, we're going to leave you on. Fog distance times 64. How did I get that? Gotta wait for it to compile before I can click on anything. But I want to see our foggy end distance is 5. Wow. Seriously? It certainly wasn't doing that. I mean, you could still see the mountains. Is that because we didn't have simple fog checked? I mean, five times 16 is what we would expect, and that'd be 80 meters. So you could only actually see 80 meters out. That would be some pretty extreme fog. But it's not whitewashing the distant camera. So you can see those dark mounds is what it ends up looking like. If they were whitewashing the same, then it wouldn't look like that. It would just be fog. Yeah, see, that looks fine, assuming that all of this actually ends up being that color, because this is just hitting maximum fog, is what's going on there. But it's not doing it in the EnviroSky renderer. Even though we've got linear, we've got distance, maximum fog density should be 1, like that. Maximum distance fog intensity. I mean, that's already an improvement, but it's still not what we would expect. If we go to simple, why do I have to set this to 2? Whoops. It seems counterintuitive. Can still kind of see it over there trying to render. That's weird. Distance fog intensity. I don't even know what that means. Fog dithering. Set you to 3. So let's go ahead and I changed the weather to cloudy 4. But this guy's actually got a kind of a funky fog there. He's got an end distance of 300. This guy's got an end distance of 400. And again, you need to think of that in times 16. So let's check out light rain. He's even at 400. Okay, let's go to heavy rain, which is 200. That's still pretty long. 200 times 16 is 3.2 kilometers. So that should go maximum somewhere like, out here, 3.2 kilometers away. So I'm going to turn heavy rain on. And it's not what I expected, and we're getting this weird black flash. See it going black again there. Despite things not being at all black, I've messed with this stuff so many times, it's quite annoying. We're currently 3 p.m., so we should be like somewhere over here. Oh, there the weather changed. And that's way too sudden, and I want to set that up to just have one preset that I manually control in runtime and just mess with these settings just kind of randomly over noise-based time to get much more realistic weather at some point. And it wouldn't be hard to do. I should just pick a day and do that here someday, but just never was able to get this fog to line up properly. And there's my lunchtime alarm. Fog mode is linear. I don't know what this distance fog intensity junk is. Fog density 0.1. It's just using this supposedly. The fog looks better. The heavy rain still looks very black. Now, it should be making, oh, there it goes, it went black when it wasn't for a moment there. It's almost like there's multiple things, but I already turned this off. And this is on post render for the EnviroSky rendering, which is only going to be on the distant camera. That's this script here, EnviroSky rendering. So when he finishes rendering, he's going to set this stuff back to be like this, which is make sure the fog's on. Is there a pre-render? That's probably what this whole big, on pre-render. Render settings.fog equals false. So it's going to turn it off. It's going to use its own shader woo-ha to figure out how it wants to render the fog for itself. And then when it's done rendering that, it's going to turn the fog back on for the other camera. So what I was going to do is actually turn this off. Go a frame. And no, that wouldn't work, would it? Let's see. We turned that guy. Yeah, there's no way to do it since this is being called on the same script. Just trying to get this, see how it's so dark here, but then, well, it wasn't, see how it goes on and off here? So there's multiple things messing with it still. $12.80, and we're currently in heavy rain, which I set to 20. 20 times 16 is only 320. Oh, it's still doing 64. So 20 times 64 is 1280. What was the other number that it was? Sometimes it gets to less than that. 1196. Nobody's using this. Start end. That's an old script. Terrain manager, this guy. That's just when the cave stuff gets set. Render fog. Post render. Did my changes of fog density stuff there, did that stick? Nope. Want that to be 1 and 2. Using the distance fog. Simple fog didn't seem to work very well. Save that. Back out. Start it up again. See, it's not blending properly there. It's even visible in this mode. That's why I had it at 64, just trying to fix that. But that's not really a fix. That's just trying to get it to work. And I had to go to 3, didn't I, or something? This whole fog density thing here is incorrect. Distance using simple fog would work better. Should this just be like all the way up? 10? Well, that actually looks like it's correct. Looks a lot better anyway. Still don't think the colors are coming out the same though. Which again we can see by switching to heavy rain. Might actually want to go to nighttime. Oh, we're still... So see... Here we've got this gray color going on that Enviro is making proper use of, but this guy gets to this really black color for some reason. And we turned all of this stuff off. We have to use the deferred fog, of course, which just uses the lighting color here, but something's feeding it a different color there half the time. If I turn the distance cameras and Enviro sky rendering off, oh, I do still have, no, yeah, that's that guy there. So I turn this off. You can see that color is still fluctuating funkily. Well, that's weird. So that's this, probably this guy. Yeah, that stopped that iteration. So there's the rendering script itself, and then there's the EnviroSky script itself that are both attempting to mess with it. What if I just turn this guy on? He is certainly darker. So the distance camera sky color is not the same as what it is rendering, which is up here. I'm going to turn him off, and this guy likewise. Like, for example, we want it to be more, this is kind of like what it should be, right? But this guy is also interrupting that with its own black shenanigans. Which isn't necessarily the intensity. I think that was working fine. Now we set it to 16. So they're both messing with the color. I'll turn you off just to make sure, even though nobody uses you. And let's see, we want to go back to the fog color. Here we've got EnviroSky and EnviroSky rendering. And once again, let's, just so I can reference this, fog color. Yeah, $5, and that's a good way to look at that. I mean, I was telling a buddy of mine, I got a negative review on Solace Crafting from a guy that's got 110 hours in the game. It's always kind of weird when people do that. You know, it's like $15 and you play it for 110 hours. That's like what? I don't even know. 15 divided by 110. So you're paying 13 cents an hour to play a game. And then you give it a thumbs down, like, this game's crap. It's like, well, what? Something kept you playing it for a bit there, buddy. But I think my lucky stars, we've got an 86% positive rating. Kind of want to just go and churn all of these off. Let's see. It's EnviroSky and EnviroSky rendering. So I don't want you to be doing that on post. No, yeah, that's the correct one. EnviroSky, update fog. You stop. You go away. We're going to let the EnviroSky rendering post render handle it. And this is my own method here, but still, that sounds correct. Let's see though, we want to get time of day. Let's do debug.log. This is going to spam the console again, but let's figure out what that is. It should be going up to 24. Unless that's for some reason incorrectly calculating some sort of UTC offset, putting us not what we're actually getting above. I think it just boils down to really most people don't understand how hard it is to make games. You play a few games you like, and then you mark that as the standard, and when someone doesn't live up to your standard viewpoint, you feel like you're getting gypped. So I am evaluating 14.4, which is actually, that's not, is that correct? Yeah, 3? No. Why is this different than that? Yeah, I think there's some weird UTC offset going on here. Let me look at that. Time settings. I think that's actually down here. Time and location. UTC offset is at 0. Okay, so that shouldn't matter. That's a bit strange though. 14.49 when we're at 15 out of a 24-hour cycle. What does that mean? What happens if I set our... Oops, what's going on here? I'm paused. I can't do that. There. It's weird. I set the time to 11, and it's giving me 22.6. What does that mean? Is it only a 23-hour cycle in the math? Why would that make any sense? That's weird. Let's go to 11:50. Oops. So now I'm at 11:56 and I'm getting 23.9. So I guess I want to be dividing this by 23 for some weird reason. But regardless of that, we should still be evaluating actually don't know what the current weather is. What's the current weather? Current weather is cloudy 3. So we should be getting... Well, I guess that's not correct, is it? Because these aren't... Apparently this is not midnight. This is some other random number. So that's a problem. This is nightfall, which is something like 8, isn't it? 8 to 8 kind of thing. Well, or am I just stupid? 24... No, I'm stupid, aren't I? That's correct. 23.9. What? Did this change? Has it been that way this whole time? That makes total sense. What was I... Yeah, it was 22 point... 23.9 would make sense. Am I just really hungry and not thinking properly? Because, I mean, this is 23.9 right there. That's 23.9 now. Let's see, is it 8 to 8? It's not going to let me do that. I hate to go to lunch in the middle of a problem. Is anything working any better, or have I just made it worse? I don't think that is correct. I don't think... Yeah, well, let's leave that up so I can double check it. But fog was working better when it was foggy, wasn't it? Yeah, the fog looks better than it did, definitely. And I also fixed the cave fog, which was probably actually affecting this as well. Let's take a peek at that. Because the distant camera fog is its own shader. That's the enviro shader. And the near camera fog might have been getting stripped out, which is just silly. I'm hocused. Unhocused, maybe? Let's see. Yeah, wow, that's unfortunate, isn't it? The shader's just getting stripped entirely. There's no fog at all. Well, nobody complained about it, except for me. So anyway, fog is working better. Foggy mode, I mean, this is supposed to be a solid color. It's just, why is it always darker? It's always making it darker on the near fog, which should be this guy, and I'm evaluating this incorrectly, isn't it? Can't I just like get fog color? There's got to be just like a give me the fog color. Enviro sky. Enviro sky dot instance dot fog. Custom fog color. I mean, that's what they were using. Color. Enviro core. Custom fog color. Is that what I want? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? Let's go like this, just so we don't get rid of that completely. And what was our time of day doing? It was 14.5. So let's see, because yeah, 0 is 12, and then, right? When you get to 1 o'clock, why am I so confused by this? 23.9 would be 11:50. 14.5 is like 2:30. But this is 3:50. These are totally different numbers. That's really confusing. And then let's peek at that once more. If I set it to 11:50, then it debugs properly. 23.9 should be right here. But if I go to just after noon, it's still at 11.6 for some reason. How does that make any sense? 11.16. I don't get that. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. We'll deal with that some other day. Fog color equals whatever fog color it's applying to the rest of this stuff, instead of trying to figure it out myself. So let's give that a try. And I didn't save it, so it's not going to compile. There we go. I mean, it's pushing a whole different color to the lighting tab than the color that it's actually using itself. So, and I was using evaluation and using that time, which is clearly not... I mean, it looks like it's on a 24 scale because 24 is at 23.9. Like 23.9 was 23.9, but why is 12 11.1? I don't get that. Should just be 0 to 24. That's a full 24 hours cycle. But, so I'm going to turn it back to fogginess, and we're back to black for some reason. So it thinks that the custom fog color is black, so that's apparently not the color that we want to be using. And let's see, that is actually coming from color black. Well, that's the Aquos fog handling, so that's that's not what we want. Instance fog settings, current weather fog mod. That's just a color. Well, that sounds correct. Current weather fog mod. Let's try that. We better try 12:01 a.m. See what that does for the time thing. Because it should just be 0 to 24. Okay, well that looks a lot better. It's not using that black anymore. It's not perfect, but it's still way, way better than that ugly, ugly black. The problem being now, because I've set the fog to be a solid color for this foggy time. So see, now I'm at 0. I'm at just midnight 15. That should be 25. It is. And then midnight 30 should be 0.5, which actually doesn't look like it's going to make it. I'm going to pause it. No, yeah, so see, this is correct. 1 would be 1 a.m., and you would expect 0.5 to be 30, 12:30. But then maybe it has something to do with the daytime, like the light hours. That kind of makes sense now that I think about it. But anyway, let's go ahead and just mess with our fog configuration here. So there should actually be a... Let's see if we should copy one of these other ones. Copy that, and I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to up the alpha to 100% on all of these. So at nighttime we should be black, which is not fun, but this is what foggy looks like at night, right? Should it be a little, maybe not pitch black? Give it a little something at least, huh? 0.25 maybe. And we'll want it to be blending towards that as well for the transition period there. Let's see how that looks. That's still pretty bright. How come the sky is so bright? It's just the whole thing here. For some reason the sky color is always brighter than the ground color. The ground color is just straight up. There's all this kind of stuff too, huh? Is this what's messing with us? Fog exposure, G. I don't even know what this stuff does. I probably just ruined everything. If I go to simple fog, it just does what I expect it to. So this is actually what I'm looking for. Here's nighttime fog. Here's daytime fog. That looks fine. And I think I can force change. Yeah. See, these two fogs are just obviously different. It's not blending properly there when I go to simple. But I wanted to turn that all the way up, didn't I? Yeah, that actually looks like it fits quite well there when I turn that up. So let's do that and just go through our things once more here, make sure stuff is working somewhat as we expect. Those save even in runtime because they are scriptable objects. We're going to have to go into the scene to I think that's just because of light sources, right? Like a white light or like an orange light would brighten it up. But if you're out there at night, it should just be mostly black. Except for the torch you're carrying. But that's actually pretty difficult to actually give torch light onto the volumetric fog. If that's what you were doing. And this is not volumetric fog, it's just Z depth rendered by the camera. Enviro shenanigans, use simple, crank it up, save it, go back. I'm not using it. Oh, goofy. Nope. I'm not going to change the texture. I've got 700,000 things to do. But I will keep that in mind, that it might look better if I changed the ground texture. I'll give it a try someday. The mountain ground is actually ground, not grass color. So that looks a lot better. Well, and then the water shader is overriding it over there, but that's another problem. It is still doing this kind of funky bit dance here. Let's go ahead and turn that debug off. And I'm going to publish this, or export a build so we can try it and make sure that this is working the same that we're expecting it to be working in the actual standalone build. But I need to, well, let's see. Am I going to run to the store? I want to run to the store, but I probably shouldn't. I probably could make enchiladas. I've got vinegar, tomato paste, cumin, yada yada, olive oil. I was trying to do something with my ground beef, though. I don't think ground beef and enchiladas are a common mix. But that looks pretty tasty. That looks really tasty. Cilantro and olives. Who doesn't love Mexican food? Come on. And this is kind of American Mexican food, but I do have beans too. It's just so hard to find Mexican food in Japan. I have to make it myself. It's a bummer. This is going to go into doing a bunch of shaders, isn't it? It's going to take a minute. Yeah, tacos, burritos. And you can make hundreds of different kinds of burritos. Enchiladas, fajitas, steak fajitas. I mean, come on. It's delicious. Guacamole with some salsa and cut steak and grilled onions and bell peppers. Sour cream. That's good stuff. Zero damage, man. You're in the newbie tutorials, aren't you, Art? You're playing with us. I got a buddy, it's my sister-in-law's husband who doesn't eat cheese. And I mean, what a sad life that's got to be. You know, no offense, but there's so many good cheese containing dishes in the world. I mean, I'm a big pizza guy. I love pizza. How could you not eat any kind of cheese pizza? You could have, garlic and anchovies. You can have just tomato and basil. You can have rosemary and sausage. You can have just so many kinds of delicious pizza. In Italian foods, like we made a roasted vegetable. It was just roast chicken with veggies and rosemary all over it last night. It was nothing fancy. We just poured olive oil and rosemary and salt and pepper over a bunch of stuff and stuck it in the oven. But you just throw some cheese on top of that, and all of a sudden it tastes better. And it's just cheese makes everything better. It's the taste. People aren't. I think it's very rare for lactose intolerance over here. Well, no, I guess there are some people that have that. But they eat a lot of yogurt and milk, and most people eat cheese. So, I don't know, it's weird. He just doesn't like it. And there's hundreds of kinds of cheese, too, Some cheeses I don't like, maybe. No, I like all cheeses. But I love pizza so much that every time we go to my wife's parents' house, they always have a pizza waiting for me. So they always have to, like if we actually do like a pizza night, we have to do a non-cheese pizza for him as well. Kind of defeats the purpose, but he's a good guy. He's picky. He doesn't like tomatoes, doesn't like cheese, he won't eat olives or pickles and a bunch of other stuff. So, no, that looks pretty good. Let me just turn the old foggy on real quick. See how that looks. Yeah, I think that looks good. And again, I want to upgrade the system so that it's not just either foggy or cloudy or rainy, but we'll have a dynamic system where it's just fluctuating between those values based on a random roll every 10 minutes, and it'll slowly move towards whatever it rolls. And sometimes you'll get a foggy storm, sometimes you'll get whatever. But this is certainly an improvement anyway from kind of the current state that it was in for whatever reason. Well, it was stripping those fog shaders out for some nasty reason that we'd never approved of. So that'll be running better in any case. Let's make sure we write that down. Fixed non-sky fog shaders being... well, people don't really want to read the actual details. Fixed non-sky fog not working. Alright. Yeah, if it's a non-cheese pizza, it's just like... what do they call that? A marinara. So it's just tomato and rosemary and basil and maybe some oregano, salt and pepper with some... You can still put all the veggies and stuff on it. You just leave the cheese off. And you can do a cream sauce too, which is... I've had some really good cream sauce pizzas. I think... and I haven't lived in the States for 10 years, so I think there was some weird drama with Papa John's that they got fined for something, I forget. But back in the day, we used to eat Papa John's, and they had their creamy garlic chicken Parmesan something. You can get a good... we call that a cracker. Yeah, you can get good pizza without cheese, but yeah. Not my idea of a good time, personally. But I gotta go make lunch. I gotta run to the store, because it's really running out of stuff. I'll see if I can make these enchiladas, though. 20 minutes until my wife gets on her lunch break. I can whip something up. I was a cook for pretty much all of my 20s, so I'm pretty good in the kitchen with my time management and multitasking and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I ordered Domino's here in Japan just because it's got that old nostalgic taste to it. It's not particularly good. It's just feel-good pizza. If I want real pizza, there's lots of good pizzerias around here that are just run by people that went and studied in Italy, or they're just pizza fans. There's lots of good pizza and pasta here where I live, but I still order the Domino's pretty frequently just because it's a well-known flavor. So thanks for chatting, guys, and thanks for the ideas, and thanks for the bug reports. I think I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna put that stuff down for now when I get back, and either work on this workshop stuff, or maybe continue adding some new recipes to beta. So we'll see, but I will be back